everybody, at 6:30, we'll bring our city council meeting to order. Everyone stand and do the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for being here tonight. I know it's kind of a goofy situation with what's going on around us, so we're going to try and push through this as quick as possible. Everybody on the council had a chance to look at the last minutes of the last council meeting.
Yep. Move to approve.
I have a motion to approve by Steve D.
Second.
A second by Mr. Major. Any questions? Seeing none, I take motion, or we'll pass. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? None. Request to be out of state. Anybody going anywhere?
I'm going to Italy and then China.
Not a baby. No,
Yeah.
all of my travel through the end of the month has been, yeah.
We go in April.
Okay, but not, between now and April 7th? Oh, we'd be gone for more than 10 days.
Possibly,
If you're lucky, or we're not, or, no.
depends on the weather.
Okay, so we'll, at our April 7th meeting, we'll deal with that, okay? All of my travel through the end of May has been canceled. Unfinished business. I need a vote on the approval of the hold harmless agreement from the Kiwanis Foundation.
Move that we approve the hold harmless agreement for the Kiwanis Foundation.
Second.
This is for the construction work they did on the playground equipment last year, and I guess they sent several of these over and they hadn't got signed, so I just wanted to make sure we could get it done. Any comment?
Did the city attorney have any opinions on it?
She was fine with it.
I think she was found it the first time they sent it to. If I remember right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We will get that done. New business, vote on resolution 851. 851 is our annual request to the state for the gas tax funds that we receive. These are funds that have to be used for infrastructure work. They cannot be used for capital improvements, for equipment or anything like that. These are the dollars we used for chip sealing last year, correct, Mike? As you can see, the accountability, each $20 requested with a local of $1 local matching funds.
Does that come directly out of the state?
Yes. And we're no different. Every municipality in Montana for these funds has to put in a resolution showing what they're doing.
I move we pass resolution number 851.
Second?
Moved by Mark Major. Second by.
I'm not pointing for you. Yes, it's-
Any discussion from the board, council? Any discussion from the public on resolution 851? Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, we will get resolution 851 signed and out the door tomorrow. Welcome, Foster's Pharmacy.
Thank you.
How are you guys?
Good, thank you. Roads are
Your
rough
timing
today.
is impeccable.
Right.
New business item number 2, vote on the revolving loan fund committee recommendations for Foster's Pharmacy. In your package, you will see the information provided to the Choteau revolving loan committee. The loan committee met last Tuesday.
Yep.
And met with the parties involved, Vicky and the Foster's Pharmacy crew, and I guess the ruling from the committee would be, I was trying to think of the correct term.
The
The recommendation of the committee would be to approve the revolving loan.
Is it, we don't normally approve every revolving loan, do we?
No, but this one,
Because of the size?
and it has real estate involved with it.
So here's what the committee discussed and decided. We had a conversation, we met, which we don't normally do, we usually have a conversation. But because of the size of this one and because there is real estate involved, what we did is we met with Jamie and Aaron by the way, it's Jamie Cole, Aaron Foster, and I'm sure you guys know Vicky Southern. Jamie and Aaron are buying Vicky's building, and because there's that building involved, we asked Vicky if we, the city of Choteau, could be the first mortgagee, so that if something were to happen and the loan were defaulted on, we would actually have a way to recoup our funds. The committee also put a stipulation in there that we would not require those funds from Vicky until sale of the real estate. So if the default happened, Vicky wouldn't then immediately be on the hook for the rest of the loan. And Vicky agreed, so it's the recommendation of the loan committee to approve the grant, the revolving loan.
So, I know it's in, I'm reading, can I ask them?
Yes, you may.
So, it's in the packet and I'm trying to find it. So the revolving loan committee is gonna put in 15,000. And then you're putting in, did I read that right, 30,000? No, 10,000.
More, yeah,
10,000 more on top of that, okay.
The startup cost for the farm, for the store is 30, and that's what I put in on my own.
Gotcha, that's what you've
Yep.
already put in?
Correct.
Okay,
Putting in between equipment and inventory and startup, like working capital and all that good stuff.
okay.
So if this is approval, it'll be open tomorrow?
7.
What is it?
7. It's just gonna be kind of mountain front market replacement, but I'm gonna do more grab and go deli. And we think right now with everything going on, we're gonna be doing some deliveries too. So, you know, throwing your grocery order and we'll bring it out.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
So you're gonna have your boss with wild-eyed steers and sure chasing around out there with a semi, and you're gonna sell that beef too?
None of those steers
Local
are
beef.
I
allowed.
move we approve the recommendation, how do you phrase it? I move we
Accept the
They accept, yep.
accept the
Move to accept.
recommendation of the revolving loan fund committee.
Second?
Any other comments from the board? Public? Hearing none? All in favor?
Aye.
No opposed? Congratulations. We'll get our ducks in a row and get them out to you guys ASAP, okay?
Yeah, I have a question. Who do we talk to about the logistics of the paperwork?
Jody
Jody.
and Lyle Hotchkiss.
Oh, okay.
And I know Lyle spoke with Jody today
Okay,
to
perfect.
check on it.
And I do have to ask Jamie, are those your free-range ducks and goose in the park?
No one's claimed those.
I noticed, because they were still there today.
If you're really fast with a knife.
Corlene's, you know, they showed up, we saw them when we were scared the crap out of us when we were walking through the park when the ice was out.
They've been there a couple,
Yeah.
3 weeks or a month.
Are they domestic?
No, there's.
Well, they were at one point,
Yeah,
because it's 2 white ducks, a black duck, and a
yeah.
off-color mallard.
New business number 3, vote on the cruise-in events for Wednesday, June 10th, Wednesday, July 8th, and Wednesday, August 12th. These would be down at the ice cream parlor, what else? Visitor Center, yeah, museum, in the parking lot down there. Nothing out of the ordinary. You had 3 last year, Rich?
I had 3 last year, yeah.
Rich, about how many folks show, well, I move that we approve the request.
Second.
Okay.
Rich, about how many people come down for those?
Last year I had 30 cars one month, 35 another month, and 40 another month. I think it was 35, 40, and then 30.
Okay.
So usually 2 per car, and then a few people from Choteau come walk around. I know Steve comes down every once in a while and takes a look around.
I'll walk around.
I invite everybody to come down. I can't buy you ice cream, but you never know. If I'm feeling good, maybe. Now, this is stipulation on this virus crap, you know?
Right.
But yes, I would appreciate your
So-
consideration.
Go ahead, Mark.
I was just gonna say, I see that everyone signed a waiver
Yes. And
to hold the
also-
city harmless.
Yeah, it's
And
the
then does
waiver I
each-
had last year that Jody and Tom set up, and I added, please no alcohol on the bottom.
And so any insurance would fall under their individual, or do you have an event insurance?
I don't have a bet.
So it would be the individuals doing their own, okay.
Yeah, it just says that the city.
And that's, yeah, that's fine, I was just curious how it was.
Yeah. A couple months
Well,
ago,
if
when
you-
the
if you've
insurance
got a
guy was
classic
here,
auto policy,
he
it's-
said I'm
that
such a
is-
small
is
liability
usually
that,
covered anyway, right? talk to the ice cream parlor?
No,
Okay.
it's still Brooke, isn't it?
It is still
I think
Brooke.
so. I would just let her know when we approve this, if we approve this, however we decide to do it. Just let her know,
Here were the dates.
so she can be open, prepare for it, make sure maybe that her workers
Yeah.
don't park back there, you know,
Have
whatever.
Right.
Yeah, have extra.
I used to open up on Memorial Day, or my first show was on Memorial Day, and that was kinda hard on them, but now it's, the next month, or, you know.
Yeah, cause all of us have to go get our ice cream on Memorial Day.
Yes,
And
we do.
if I could find her, I'd talk to her before the first show.
But she's home, right?
Yeah, she's not teaching.
No, the only place I
Actually,
go to
they're all
find
up at the
her
high
is
school
ice
this
cream.
week, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Okay,
Call the question?
all those in favor?
Aye?
Any opposed? Congratulations, Rich. Rich, we'll see you for your,
Thank
Sure.
you very much.
And I'll get those up on Facebook again for you.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Maples, the floor is yours.
Everybody has a report. You all read it, if you have questions, ask me questions.
So,
Maybe questions.
seriously, 69% unaccounted for.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got two water leaks, one by Vicky's house, and that's a I think it's a 1-inch galvanized line, if I remember right. There was a 6-inch line that was installed to replace it, and they left the 1-inch tied to the main
Oh,
for one house, maybe two. So we're gonna try and get rid of it and put everybody on the main line. And the other one's up below the tanks. I think that one's been going on a long time. If it's actually a leak, we have to do a little more research on it. And that one, as it says in there, we'll bring in outside help to fix, cause it's a big one, big pipe.
And that's the one going up the hill.
Yeah, it's a tricky situation. So.
That one would require the pumps to be going constantly while they do it, to keep the pressure, the system pressurized while they do the change.
okay.
Central has been up, Central Excavating, they were
They
the ones.
came up, gave us, we got a quote from them, I've got a quote from the guy that has the VFD we need to run on the pumps, and, I just wanna do a little more research before we drop that hammer on it.
Of the 69%, what? Who knows? Okay.
If, it's possible most of it's coming from those two leaks, if that one coming out of the tanks is that big.
I think there's something else up there.
Yeah.
So, I think there's other leaks around town.
Yeah.
We just haven't found them yet. So if you see water coming out of the street, call the city office.
Call the city office.
Can I
You
ask
guys-
a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
So about when are you thinking about doing that?
Probably like, I'm thinking a couple weeks,
Okay. I was just-
10 days.
Right when we know you're getting in the shower, we'll shut the
Well,
water.
no, that's no biggie at all, it's
you're
just
not
this
going
water's
away,
coming
yeah.
up, and when we
Yeah,
had
but you're
the,
not hooked to that line.
no, I know it, that's the great thing about it, but the water was coming onto my driveway and almost going into my garage when we had the flooding.
Okay.
The other, so, you know, that's all I'm
It's
concerned
kinda
about.
going to the south now.
Now, yeah, okay, good, it's hard to tell with all the snow up there. Thanks, Mike.
I would tell you guys, the creek looks very good. These
Yeah.
guys
Oh, good.
have put their aqua socks on more than once and been in and getting the brush and the tree limbs out of it, the beach ball out of it is never ending. We cannot be back in the creek now until July 15th, due to our permits.
So can we continue to clear stuff like in that oxbow there by the campground next to the baseball field, or?
After July 15th.
As long as it's on the water, we can pull branches and stuff away from
Sounds
it.
good.
So we can get stuff out of it, but we can't be in it, is that right?
No, we.
So if there's a beach ball sitting in the river,
That we can do.
we can get it out, we just can't be in the water.
I think we can get man-made product out of it, we can't get.
I got it pretty clear.
It's your baseball, please go get it.
I'll do my best.
We'll work through it.
Well, yeah, but even with the cold weather we received this week, the creek came up minimally. Have you had any calls, complaints, or concerns?
Good.
Great job, Mike.
Very
Thanks,
good
Mike.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job on clearing out the snow too.
Yep, they've
It's
been out
almost
doing
as
that
much
quite a
work
bit.
to get all the permits as it was.
Mike, there's 4 CDL books and 4 CDL apps laying inside there that I grabbed when I was at the courthouse today. We are running into a shortage of CDL drivers.
Mhm.
Our trucks, we have one truck that we figure is not CDL required, and the rest of them are not CDL required.
Well, we just have two guys that need to get their CDLs, that's not bad,
Yeah, so
we're good.
we'll start that. And Diane said you can take the test here, the written part here, but to do the driving test either in Great Falls or Cutbank if you can get scheduled. Okay?
Need A's or B's? A or B class?
Interstate, intrastate only.
B,
I think that's a B.
I think that's a B.
Yeah.
Not across state line.
And that's an expense that the city has always covered in the past.
Mhm.
So. Jody's not with us tonight. She's home with her daughter, helping her get some stuff ready for back to school without having a teacher handy. So Jody's playing teacher tonight. She's watching tonight. Everybody say hi, Jody.
Hi, Jody.
Councilman Major, what do you got for us from your neck of the woods?
Well, just, I mentioned it to Mike, again, great job on the snow removal, and, so I'm not plowing, Sunday morning or night or something, and it's, I know that those guys work when it's needed regardless of the time of day or the day of the week or anything else, so.
It was Mike and Kevin.
Pretty much, Mike, it was, me, Kevin, Josh came in, Timmy came in, and Colin.
Yep.
We kind of traded off, so.
Over the weekend.
That was great, so thank you.
We gotta remember that 10th Avenue Northeast is on the other side of Airport Road too.
Yeah, we always forget that.
Steve?
I don't have anything this time, I think.
Stuart? Steve D.
I'll be as brief as possible. First of all, I want to thank everyone who stepped up to help out in this community. Someone on my Facebook page posted something along the lines of, here in Choteau, we sure know how to be neighborly to our neighbors. And I think that's a pretty profound statement. So on that note, if anyone needs help while we're all staying home, or kids are home or whatever, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, and I'm sure there are plenty of people in the community, in the yard sale group or whatever, that would be willing to help.
Yes.
Also on that note, I'm starting a games and puzzle drive, because I'm sure that if not enough schoolwork is there to be done, parents and kids being home for a couple weeks straight will be a long couple weeks. And I'm still trying to figure out where I'm going to deposit them and where people can grab them, but I'm going to try and make it hands-off, so I'm not handing it to people or whatever. We've got a couple opportunities.
You're not gonna
Sure.
disinfect in between?
No. So if anyone has any old games that are complete, puzzles that are complete, let me know, and we can arrange a drop-off or pick-up and get those available for folks to work on while they're home. Thank you.
From the mayor's standpoint, a couple things I want you guys to think about for our April 7th meeting. About putting the internet into the pavilion. Okay, it'd be $74.95 a month for the 25 by 25 internet. It would allow us then to put a flow meter into Spring Creek right there by the walking bridge, so we could test CFS and water flows and such like that. We wouldn't have to go to another outside entity to do that, and we would have our own data and control our own data. And it sounds like we could do it relatively inexpensively and loop it into some of the software that is used out at the treatment facility in order to do that. So that's something I want you guys to think about for the next.
Hopefully we'd have it, end result would be to be on the internet so people could.
Yeah, you could see
Look at whatever they want.
what the flows were in the creek there, like there's that bridge, because there's electricity there.
So my question on that, would there then be wireless internet in the pavilion?
There would be, and we could adjust the rent on there if they wanted it. The tough part is, once you've got the password, you're always gonna have the password, because if we have to change the password after every time somebody
We
uses
can work
it,
around that.
Yeah, you can
then
do,
we'd have
you can
to.
set up like a guest SSID or
So,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's got a limited range,
Well, but even so, we can still, there's ways around that, but it's
Okay.
not just a direct password.
Yeah.
That would be the only concern that Jody and I were thinking was being, would be that. We're putting together a list of surplus property that we'll have discussed. I'll bring to you guys at next month's meeting to discuss about what you want to do with some of the surplus property we have. Some of it is surplus from the last surplus. So it didn't go very far.
You're talking about equipment?
Equipment, materials, stuff, yeah. games, puzzles, things that are collected. And we'll deal with that. We did a bunch of cleaning out here. We now have equipment in here that's dry. The sanding truck's in here. So in the event of snow, we can get more of our vehicles inside, which is always a good thing. Many of the other cities out there, the email stream from city attorneys, city managers, mayors right now is never ending as to what's going on and what's happening. Mostly, so let's say Roosevelt County, Park County, Stillwater County, Lewis and Clark County, Gallatin County, most of those guys have gone to full emergency measures. We have not here in our county. The county health board met last night and said that this time they're not looking at shutting anybody down or shutting anything down. They see that our restaurants are vital to our people. Many of them have breakfast and lunch at one place and dinner at another. Without it, there's folks that don't have a place to go have a meal, so.
Well, and the restaurants are starting to make a shift to make it so that so that the residents can follow
Yeah.
the rules and be safe and healthy. Yeah.
So many city offices throughout the state have closed their doors to the public coming in and are asking that they use Dropbox locations, phone them in, pay them online, things along those lines. Some of them are waiving credit card fees. I don't know what we want to do, but beginning tomorrow, I would like to be able to put a sign on the door that says, hey, you can drop your payment in the door there and not have to come in. Most people this week have come in and just whipped it around the door, dropped it on the counter and taken off. We've had a few stay and linger. I'm looking for direction from you guys.
I think the waiving credit card fees, because we have the ability to pay online, so I think waiving credit card fees is a great idea until.
Give it 2 weeks to start out with.
Yeah,
Until the next meeting?
Yeah, I think we do it until the next meeting and
Just encourage folks, incentivize folks to
Yeah.
pay online. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
And they can call in and we can take the credit cards over the phone as well. We can't lock the doors, so we can't lock the employees in. We gotta be able to get out. And
Do we have the ability to have them at home and work from home?
the only one who's really capable of that would be Jody. And the longer that the school issue is, the more likely she may have to do that from time to time. To be, with Ashlyn as she's, pumping through her school books. There's a lot of information being sent down by Montana League of Cities and Towns, Montana Mutual Interlocal Authority, National League. So the 2 weeks that they're telling us for the schools right now is on the inside. I think we're probably looking at a longer time period. I don't want to speculate as to what it is going to be, but
I heard what CDC announced.
yeah, it could be a little bit longer. The majority of the counties that are in emergency lockdown are on I-90. I haven't figured out Roosevelt County, other than that it's a reservation county, and that, diabetes is, and those that are pre-diabetic are, more at risk, so. Other than that, we'll start putting this up. No one will get shut out. No one will let them come on in and do what they've gotta do, but we're gonna do our best to try and socially. We took half the chairs out of here and pushed them apart. We moved these guys to the end. We were trying to figure out a way to do it, so.
I appreciate it.
That's what I've got for you guys. Anything on the public comment that's not on our agenda tonight? Anyone? Hearing none, I will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right, see you guys on April 7th.